showcased.
Welcome everybody to another live edition of the Showcase Pod. I am Don Vega, joined by the boss Chris Blackheart. We're back at it again. Another week. You got a smile on your face.
We do. We got a lot to talk about. We have Taunton talking about. We have lawsuits to talk about. We have beer we have talking about.
Well, that's why you got a smile.
I like beer.
You could fast forward to through everything
That's
else.
one of the B's that make me happy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. A lot of things happened back in our return to Taunton last week. So if you want to get right to it, we could get right to it.
We can. Just let you know, there is no titles in the studio right now. Nobody has them right now, so we're not going to tell you. Those who weren't there, shame on you.
Well, we'll go over the matches here coming up shortly.
Oh, where? I don't see the whole card. Ooh, which one's that one?
That's the one. That's the one. Yep.
Danny, you said you were sending me the card.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you send it to me or you put it on the?
Messenger to all of us.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Danny's still a little loopy from last week.
No, I sent you one.
Still got the crutch marks.
I don't see it.
Well, you know,
Don't make me go off memory because I've been terrible. Like, do we have to work backwards or
a
do
lot of matches that
first
happened.
match.
First match, I believe.
Open challenge.
Open challenge. Rambo Godfrey went out there, made his challenge, and the challenge was answered by one individual.
Ooh, that was pretty good, by the way.
Yeah. Sean Candido, the superstar, came out, and we saw their feud from March anniversary kind of get relived again that night. And, it was a competitive match. But at the end, Rambo Godfrey.
Well, I think Rambo, when you make an open challenge, now people forget, it's an open challenge to everybody and anybody except Matt Thompson.
Well, yeah.
And that's what people forget.
Yeah.
So Candido, a good opportunist, jumped in there because the problem when you challenge anybody and everybody except Matt Thompson, you may get everybody but Matt Thompson.
Well, yeah. I mean,
So I give Rambo credit.
but at the same time, you might open yourself up to getting other people from other places.
Right, and that's all right. So Dale, hey, we got all because I wasn't going to remember what match number 2 was.
Yeah, I had it.
But kudos, Candido. Yeah, he wasn't number 1 that night, but he had a great match, and it just shows that a guy who's been in the business over 20 years could still go. He just didn't make it that night.
Well, he looked good in the ring. He looked like he was in better shape than we've seen him. Recently we've seen a lot of weight loss, and then we've seen him get better. But this time around, he even looked slimmer and looked a lot better.
He did
in the
good.
ring.
So even though he came in second, nothing to feel
Nothing to be ashamed about.
No, he did well.
Another matchup that we had was Jay Evans taking on one half of the new tag team Higher Learning, the Damien. You seen those guys, what they're doing at your shows?
Well, I'm talking to Muldoon. Muldoon was down in the training center this
Supposedly
Wednesday.
they having herbal tea and medicine.
Yeah, I'm questioning the herbal tea and the medicine.
You don't like herbal tea?
I do not like herbal tea.
Oh,
Listen.
How about medicine? You like?
No, I drink water, beer,
Yeah.
and coffee. That's it.
Some people like their medicine. I'm not saying I like
Do
it.
I have to check them for a card or something?
I don't know, man. It's
But that was kind of weird. It was kind of like a fan. People like Damien. People like Jay Evans. I think the biggest problem with that match, they were being nice to each other. Nobody wanted to They didn't get to the
punch
point.
somebody in the face.
Yes,
Nobody
and,
want to kick
also-
somebody while they're
yes,
down.
some days when you're in that squared circle,
You have to do what you
you
got.
got to do what you got to do to get the 1, 2, 3,
Mm-hmm.
and that's probably the biggest thing, you know. And I told them when they both came back, I said, "Well, that was the nicest match I saw." And they're like, "Well, thank you." I said, "No, that's the problem."
Well,
You know?
Jay Evans victorious in
Well,
that encounter there.
Yeah, and I give Jay credit. Jay's trying to. He's still having problems. The last time we were in Taunton with
You know
not
what
winning.
it is? The Damien needed his medicine, and he was
No.
a little bit what?
No.
That's what I heard. He needed some medicine. But anyways,
Oh wait. All right, we'll go down the road a little later. Okay.
Well, speaking of higher learning, we saw the other half.
Well, okay, we're already there yet. Okay.
Yeah, we saw the other half of the high learning tag team of Christopher Spratt and the Damien. We saw Christopher Spratt taking on Big Matt Thompson.
Oh, so now before we go with the match, you actually like Spratt now.
I mean, he's been funny here and there.
From all the stuff you said about
The
him.
weird stuff is this medicine has a reverse effect on him. Like, he goes from drunk to the old a-hole Spratt
Well, see,
when he has the medicine.
I like the old Spratt. I really don't like the new Spratt.
So if you like the old Spratt, you must be on board for him having some.
I don't like how that happens.
I mean, there's a weird thing going on. Anyways, we saw the whole matchup. Damien try to get Big Matt Thompson to join their little group there, and to drink their herbal tea and to have some medicine. Matt Thompson wasn't having any of that. And in the end, we saw a moment where Spratt became, like I said,
The old Spratt,
the old Spratt. But a backfire. Thompson
Yeah.
putting them away, getting the W. But again, these guys, I don't know what's in the tea, but it must be nice tea because they all shook hands. And in the end, Thompson said he would try it. You saw it? All three of them left together.
I don't understand.
I have no clue what's going on.
I don't know.
But they did observe a car with a lot of smoke coming through the windows.
What are they gonna do?
outside.
What are they gonna do next? All play Xbox together or something?
I don't know. That might be next. Who knows? But that was that. Big Matt Thompson victorious over Christopher Spratt in that encounter. Then we saw another matchup that was a rematch from Saturday night's main event.
All right, this
a
one I
non-title rematch.
This one I liked.
The inconsistent the consistent one, AC, and his lackey, or should I say sidekick,
Matt Michelson.
What is it?
Matt Michelson, part of the
Yeah,
Hair
that
Protection
doesn't matter what he
Agency.
is. Well, they took on Osiris, and we've seen Osiris kind of having a little change of heart lately, and
I liked
focus on competition, focus on the old ways that he used to have, and we saw a lot of involvement from the lackey agency guy.
It wasn't involvement. It was physical advice. That's what it was.
You getting involved physically in a match.
No,
is
he was
physical
physically giving
advice.
him advice. He wasn't sure if AZ could hear it, so he was. I get closer, and you know.
So what happened in the end there as he got closer and closer? You want to be the one to give the news?
Well, apparently maybe he wasn't given the right information because.
Yeah. Their cheating ways backfired. Osiris.
That wasn't cheating.
Osiris
There was
retaliated and
was
outsmarted them, and he got the W.
It was a cross in information. You know, possibly a hair product got involved
Wow.
on AZ's foot. That's why he would slip a little bit.
This guy every week.
No,
he
I'm
has
just
some
saying.
type of
If you
excuse.
watched it, you saw it. I said possibly. I didn't say he did. I said possibly. That's what I was getting.
Well, he
from those
possibly also got pinned and
two. Which
for
is
the
true.
1, 2,
He did.
3.
He got pinned 1, 2, 3. He was non-title because in one socket he beat Osiris fair and square. So now Osiris.
Fair and square. Are we watching the same match here?
What are you talking about? The referee said that he won by disqualification.
Yeah, he cheated.
Semantics, right? The referee decision was that AZ won in Woonsocket. So now Osiris,
Well, the referee's decision in Taunton is that Osiris
Which is
won
true.
his match, and by winning
Right.
that match, he becomes the number one
now he
contender
comes back. Well, and then,
at the Sunset
well,
League Championship.
what about young Danny?
Young Danny's still in the ranks.
Which is another situation we can talk about very soon.
I mean, obviously, he was the champion, and the champion does get a rematch at any given time. We'll just have to wait and see when that time comes that Danny's ready to cash in his rematch against AZ or possibly Osiris. I'm sure Osiris is going to be cashing in his spot pretty soon, so I don't know. We'll find out. If I was AZ, I'd be concentrating more on training and less on the hair and the lackey.
Well, if you notice, he's starting to get little targets on his back.
Yeah. Oh, when you have a title, you get a lot of those on your back.
You know, Osiris, you got Danny Cabral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you still got Big Matt Thompson that has that open
Thompson.
contract at any title in
Yeah.
Showcase Pro Wrestling. I know there's one title that he's looking to get his hands on because he got screwed out of that title. But for whatever reason, the champion Rambo, like you said, he's chosen to only defend his title against certain hand-picked individuals and people that I'm not going to name have allowed that to happen all these months. What?
That's not really nice because Sarge is not even here.
I don't like pointing fingers, but, yeah. Someone that's in the room right now could be possibly the one to blame over this. Thought you were having conversations with Cena. I thought you were having conversations with Sarge.
All right. Go to the next segment we have.
no,
All
no,
right.
You know what? I think we should get Sergeant Cena on to see
Yeah.
where this is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What time is it?
Yeah.
Oh, they're sleeping now. Okay, it's past 9 o'clock.
Well, yeah.
10.
Conveniently, now they, yeah.
Well, at their age, they like getting up early, you know?
Yeah. All right. Well,
I mean, we can do a 5:30 podcast if you like.
we might have to be
AM?
overnight podcast coming up with ghost stories.
Jay Hollywood is not feeling that one.
Well, he's missing in action today.
Oh, okay.
We got the call to pick him up late.
All right,
so,
we can tell ghost stories,
yeah.
a few, and
But
just that you know, I was down there all by myself. I went by the elevator shaft all by myself.
yeah.
I had a big flashlight and nothing. So
We'll find out soon enough. But
I was looking.
moving on up from that matchup where Osiris was victorious, we had a comedian in the house.
We did.
We had Johnny Rotten in the house, and he put on a show for the people in Taunton, and it was a great set of comedy, which was so rudely interrupted by an individual
Yeah, I didn't.
that you know very well.
Yeah.
We just talked about it.
Young AZ did not feel that the comedian was in the right atmosphere, is how we said it.
Yeah.
So he went out to congratulate him on doing a good set, and then Dan, just show the footage, and then we'll get into it.
What a miscarriage of justice. I mean, a guy that's not a wrestler.
No,
He's not a trained wrestler.
I did not like
He didn't
that.
sign up to be a wrestler. He's doing his comedy, and these two jamokes come in and attack him.
What?
If he was, before you say anything, if he was concerned about comedy, he should take a look in the mirror. What the hell is he wearing?
AZ?
He bought a shirt from Temu or
I thought that was part of the rock collection. That he liked.
I mean, I thought
I like it.
I thought
I mean,
he was
it's not
being
my style,
I
but-
think he was trying to be part of the show because I mean,
no, look
just
good,
taking a
all right.
look at him. I mean, I want to laugh, but
No, okay, all right. So I can't defend AZ in that one. There was no call for it. Johnny was our guest. well, our guest, when you think about it, all three of us, right?
Yeah.
He came to the podcast and said, hey, lifelong wrestling fan, what's your thought about maybe doing a set for the fans? With the fantastic. You know, and then AZ and
There's going to be some
Matt,
repercussions, I'm hoping.
it is. Where I'm not happy with that one. I've been checking in with Johnny every day. He's a little sore.
Yeah.
Then that wasn't the whole clip. Should we kind of tell?
Well, earlier that night, the real deal Joel Davis happened to be in the house. Came down to support and watch the show and support his friend Johnny in his comedy set. And he encountered this, and obviously, he had enough and bolted to the ring to try to help. And the little leeches jumped out of the ring and ran. But yeah, I've heard through the grapevine that Johnny is trying to get real deal to help him out and train for some type of a match against these two.
I know that night he was mad, rightfully so, when he was throwing out stuff, and he kept egging Joel.
Yeah, Joel's retired.
And Joel admitted he's retired. He's not doing it, which is phenomenal. Again, Johnny, I'm trying to get AZ and Matthew to apologize to you. Maybe go to one of your shows.
Yeah.
Again, on behalf of Showcase Pro Wrestling, we do apologize for it. It was uncalled for. It was unprofessional on their part. Mm-hmm. And I think them being so young to the business,
they need to get slapped outside the head.
They were stupid, inconsiderate, and disrespectful.
Wow.
So on behalf of us,
yeah, we do apologize for all their actions. We're not behind those. And, we're eventually going to hear from Joel. We're going to hear from Johnny.
And
coming up in the next couple days.
We do have some guest schedule, which we'll go over near the end, but we will try to get, apology.
So stay tuned in the social media. Stay tuned in the fan page and our Facebook posts, because at any given moment we might hear from
I'm looking for apology from Matthew and AZ in this, because again, it was uncalled for. Great guest that he has, great wrestling fan, and it shouldn't have happened.
Yep. This is what you're.
Speaking of shouldn't have happened.
Go ahead, continue. You started it.
The last match.
The street fight?
The street fight. Now, I'll be honest with you, I saw nothing of it. After the music hit, I saw nothing. I don't like these matches. I'm not a big fan of them. Nothing. I don't like them because they people do stupid stuff, and people forget it's pro wrestling. We have this beautiful ring out there that you can wrestle in the ring.
Well, we did wrestle in the ring.
And then the worst part, you guys are friends for almost 30 years.
It started in the ring. I mean,
all right. Do you want to go over?
I mean, it started in the ring.
All right, so
Alex still hurt. I mean, I promise.
Are you sure about that?
I promised these guys they would get a title match.
So I give you credit. So they were out there first. Your music hit. You went out. All by yourself.
Yes, and I said I had a tag team partner.
Why don't you tell them what almost happened?
Which initially was a can full of goodies.
No, why don't you tell them what almost really happened?
What are you talking about? Chris Blackheart did offer.
But what happened?
To team up with me one night only to defend the titles. But he threw his back out.
I did. My back's been out for the past 6 weeks.
Legitimately this time. He's got doctor paperwork. We'll get into that.
Why would you question me on that?
I don't know. Once you get clear, you got to bring documents in to see what your injury was.
So from all the bad stuff that you say, and I said if you really needed to, I'm like, I'll be out there maybe for 1 or 2 shots I can give, but if I get a good one from Danny, man, I don't know if I can get back up. No, and I was being honest.
Well, he did. He was swinging for the fences with those crotches.
Yeah, I don't even, Danny.
Anything we got our hands on, man. We're
yeah. If you got those big mitts.
So match started by myself and some weapons, and back and forth there, and then Danny young Danny Cabral, wanted to pay back the favor, from Saturday night's main event,
which was very nice.
And came out and he fought. and he's not the one to fight in these type of matches that you don't like. He's more of a technical type of guy. But yeah, he did fought, and miscalculation from Mr. Redondi cost him the match in the end. And his partner ended up tied. I mean, you want to grab the picture? I know Danny.
I know. It wasn't,
Danny probably doesn't want to put it up. But
he wasn't tied. He was
handcuffed.
he was locked up.
We get that picture courtesy of one of the Showcase Pro Wrestling fans.
If I'm not mistaken, that was from Chris Francis. Took a picture.
Yeah, and there you see
of Buck. So Dan, you were wondering where your partner was. He was still locked up to the ringside.
Yeah, the match is over because I got nailed in the balls and hit in the head with a chair, and then all of a sudden I had no clue where I was. Looking around, where the hell's my partner? And I guess he was ducked behind the ring.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what's wrong with the fans, right? So Buck was locked up there for a while, right?
Yeah.
Fans are taking pictures like the no tomorrow, right? About 2 years ago in December, when I was duct taped to the pole, same thing. I don't understand why people like taking pictures of people.
Well, yours was a shirt, a postcard. I mean, that was great. We might have to bring that one back.
Kathy sent it out to the family for a Christmas card.
We might have to have Dave Hollywood kind of like split image, edit both of you guys.
All right, so the one I am looking for, the one that I really did like was about 10 years ago in Woonsocket, when Johnny Ray Justice, when we had the Battle Royal, right? Johnny went out with a big chain, and we locked him up to the ring, and we left him there all night.
This sounds like something our friend Frank Rocha would do.
Yes. And so if you do have a photo of that, maybe you can put the 3. That was my favorite, because Johnny was going bananas. I loved it.
My favorite was yours.
Understandable.
He had his mouth duct tape. You seen that one?
Well, look to the archives.
We might have to pull that one up soon here in the podcast. That might be the thumbnail for Christmas, because it was in the Christmas.
Unfortunately, if it wasn't me, I would think it would be the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah.
It was me.
We might have to edit.
And it's still a little bit funny. Let's be honest with you.
We might have to edit like a little.
I didn't like it when it happened, and I think I lost half of my beard.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you had duct tape all around your ears.
Yeah, so I wasn't a big fan.
It must have hurt.
But you don't expect your wife and kid to start taking pictures of you when you.
I was a major advocate at the time for you, though. When I was having my campaign that you was, basically tied and held against your will and kind of like kidnapped and all this. People wouldn't listen, though. They thought I was crazy. They thought I was stupid.
I do appreciate the lack of help on that.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Kind of like when Danny left his tag team partner.
Well, what are you guys gonna?
Danny realized this is how bad it is. Danny took Danny 6 days to figure out where his tag team partner was.
Yeah, I'm like, where the hell did he go, man?
What are you guys looking to tag up in a new podcast?
No.
Sob stories about Buck and Blackheart.
Locked up and lost.
Danny and I might have to get our own pod next, because you guys are bitching and complaining about getting tied to a pole. So
well, I got 2 years. I've been in recovery. Locked up.
No fairness, no man. I have to give credits to Danny Cabral, because for a little guy like that, man, he hung in there like a champion. There. I mean, I gave him a beating, and he's still coming back for more. So.
Yeah, when he went to look for handcuffs, which I don't know how he found those, but he found them out back, and he's like, "That damn Bedondi, I'm gonna beat the shit out of." I don't know what you did, because again, I watched the match, but he was pissed.
Well, he beat the crap out of him with a freaking crutch, and he chopped him, and Danny's a tough kid, and definitely fought, and we're gonna be fighting again coming up.
Well, why don't you go into that?
October 5th.
All right, so
in Woonsocket, when we return to Woonsocket at the Showcase Arena, 126 Main Street in Woonsocket for Saturday night's main event on October the 5th. Big matchup. You signed it already.
Oh, now you like it. It's something that you like.
You signed it already, as AZ and his sidekick Lackey will be taking on the team of Danny Cabral and myself in a tag team matchup. Also another open challenge by the champion, Notorious Rambo Godfrey, and Showcase Pro Wrestling YouTube World Championship will be on the line as Brother Moon Revan defends the title. Once again, we'll find out what's going to happen October 5th in Woonsocket at the Showcase Arena. Saturday night's main event.
You might as well continue. October is a really busy month.
Well, if we move on to the following week, October 11th, 2 weeks from the 5th, we're back at the Taunton BFW Hall, 82 Ingle Street in Taunton, Massachusetts, with a 7:47 p.m. bell time. Matches will be announced soon. Tickets are already on sale at showcaseprowrestling.com for that event. I'm going to skip through right into the showcase dates and go back to the other ones. We got a big Columbus Day weekend coming up as Showcase Pro Wrestling returns to Autumn Fest. And the date's already finally confirmed.
Well, the dates were confirmed. Now we got the time.
Okay, so we're back there October 13th, which is a Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. bell time at Autumn Fest. And we'll return back on Monday at 1 p.m. right after the parade, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Right after the parade, Showcase Pro Wrestling live in Autumn Fest, October 13 and 14. It's going to be a great weekend of wrestling for Showcase Pro Wrestling. If we rewind it back to October 12th, Powerhouse Wrestling returns to Sturbridge, Massachusetts at the Sturbridge Host Hotel for Halloween Bash. Big matchup sign as the Masterpiece Chris Masters will take on the one Mr. Kennedy, Ken Anderson. Cowboy James Storm makes his Powerhouse Wrestling debut, and he will take on the winner of a big battle royal. That match will determine the new Powerhouse Wrestling heavyweight champion. Also in an intergender battle, as James Ellsworth will defend his intergender championship against Evie De La Rosa. That's going to be Saturday night, October 12th, in Sturbridge, Massachusetts at the Sturbridge Host Hotel. Tickets on sale at eventbrite.com. Powerhouse Wrestling NE for all the information on that one there. It's going to be a great event you don't want to miss. Moving on to October the 18th, Royal Crown Wrestling presents What a Nightmare in Medford, Massachusetts, 7 p.m. bell time. Big main event match already signed. NWA star Big Wrecking Ball will take on TNA Wrestling star AJ Francis in a battle of two big men, which is guaranteed to be a hard-hitting matchup there. And all the stars of Royal Crown Wrestling in Medford live, 7 p.m. bell time, October the 18th. Get your tickets, royalcrownwrestling.com, and all social media at Royal Crown Wrestling.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah, well, let's stop. No Diddy on that.
Speaking of mouthful.
Oh, he's been waiting for this.
No. We told we would do it. That was a perfect segment.
He's been waiting for this one. There you go.
You want one? You don't?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a.
Remember, you started.
I'm gonna swig it. I'm gonna swig it. Unless there's a cup here, I'll have a little bit.
Danny, do you have a cup?
You have a cup, Danny?
No.
I don't think we should give it to him. I don't think.
We're gonna. I gotta try it. I'll try it. It's the Hulkster. I gotta do it for.
All right.
I gotta do it for the Hulk.
All right.
So there it is.
There it is.
Blackheart. Danny, you got one?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is
This is from a couple weeks back.
this is 2.5 hours in line.
Yeah.
Don Vega unveiling of
The real
The real
American beer,
American- yeah.
light beer, brewed in the USA by our good buddy there, the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan, and Chris Blackheart. You already had a taste of it, or?
I did taste one about a half an hour ago.
Yeah,
we were having a pre-podcast meeting,
This is
and
the Blackheart special
well, see,
here.
now he just ruined it. You
All right.
kayfabe motherfucker.
Well, you know, this is live TV. This is
So let me say.
let's see. This is only gonna happen once, so once in a lifetime. Salute, everybody. Yep, there you go, Daniel. There it is. Reach.
Not bad. Refreshing, light. It is a light beer.
I mean, tastes like a malt. It's a Spanish drink that's called Malta. And it's like a malt drink.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known.
Yep, that's what it tastes like. Nope. Doesn't really
No,
taste
it's
like any
no
alcohol.
aftertaste.
Not bad.
You know what it tastes like? Almost. I like Narragansett Light. It's very refreshing.
Yep.
Comes in 16 ounces. Kind of reminds me of that in a way.
Last time I had a beer was probably 20 years ago. So there you go. First for the Showcase Pod, I better get a like. I better get a subscription over this. As a matter of fact, if you haven't subscribed to the Showcase Pod, please do so. It'll help us greatly to grow the channel and to keep bringing more content, bringing more guests, and having
Maybe
some fun.
more beer.
Yeah, maybe some more beer. I don't
That
know.
being
Chris
said,
Blackheart can do the tasting after that.
We are looking for local beer companies. If you want to jump on to be a sponsor of the pod and or Showcase Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good beer. No bull. Like, Danny, did you drink Austin's beer yet?
No. Oh yeah, I did.
Well, what's your thought? I've never had it.
not
we're
bad.
gonna have to see
Is-
now.
is
You
this
brought
one, is this one better?
I think so because I'm more of a light beer fan.
Yeah.
you brought another one of the guys.
Oh.
We're gonna have to find.
All right.
Austin
So
beer.
in the comments, if there's other stuff that you know of that a wrestler is promoting, we'll say food or drink,
Yeah.
we'll try the product. How's that?
I think next week we should do a taste test. Get some Austin beer and some real American beer.
Well, the thing is, how can you find the Austin beer? Haven't seen it. Have you seen any of them?
Yeah, down in Coventry.
All right. So maybe we'll try next week. How's that? All right.
Yeah. Chris Blackheart likes the beer on the show. There's a couple things Chris likes:
I do.
food, beer, guns. What's the other one?
It's usually beer, bullets, and boobs.
Okay, so that too. I mean,
In no particular order.
And boobs too.
boobs. Yeah. I mean, those are good too. But you gotta watch it nowadays because you just never know. I mean, you can't say something right away. You're a perv. You're a creep.
If you're offended, that's your problem.
Well, speaking of problems, October 5th, there's another event that's going to be happening by this other company. Who knows who they are? WWE presents Bad Blood.
A small little company in Connecticut.
Yeah.
We'll talk about a little bit.
Bad Blood coming up, and there you see it. Danny pulled it up. I believe the main event, Hell in the Cell, as CM Punk will battle Drew McIntyre. Hopefully not for the bracelet.
Oh, do we have an update on that bracelet?
Hopefully it's broken and gone.
No, WWE, they're supposedly producing it.
Well, I was going to say, hopefully they're selling the freaking thing.
Yeah, so the question is, and people complaining online about it, is the girl who designed it, who originally bought it from, is she being compensated?
Well, I'm sure
don't
that she has to. I mean, she created it, so
I don't know. We should
sure
find
they'll
that
give
out.
her 10% out of all this, or 5%, or however it is that they go
Well,
on.
hopefully they do better than what the royalties are.
Royalties for the boys. I mean, yes, we got to pull that up on screen. We're gonna pull that one up on screen. There you go, Chris Blackheart,
come on. All right,
live in living color. Chris Blackheart, tied and bound to the ring post. Wow, that's a good one, Daniel.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
That must have been.
Oh, Brian sent that in.
Oh, yeah.
Of course,
Yeah,
Brian.
go back to Edge and start creeping.
Brian. Brian's always up for a joke on Blackheart, bitch boy. You want to get into that briefly?
No. That's another day, another story. No, we won't bring it up. You got to do the whole audio. And
If you're wondering where that phrase comes from, leave us a comment. You want to hear the story about bitch boy, and we'll bring it to the pod here.
oh, okay. See, it wasn't. See, that happened to me first.
What? Oh, the tie to the yeah, of course. But,
All right, Dan. Any questions or comments in the message over there?
Nope.
Danny, check
Quiet tonight.
Check the Showcase
That's okay.
out messenger there, and I believe I have
no, I don't.
a promo to play. Now that you brought up the Halloween Bash poster there,
No, I'm not seeing anything.
Showcase group messenger. I just sent it to
The
Danny.
pod one, or
The pod, yeah.
yeah, there's nothing there. Oh, let's give some new shout-outs. Showcase Pro Wrestling Training Center is growing literally week by week.
Yeah.
We have a new gentleman started, Emmanuel, started this past Monday. Doing well.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have about 4 or 5 new recruits.
Yeah, if you
in the past weeks. We have a couple of guys joining next week, which is awesome. So, just shows you the progress guys are making and gals.
if you want to be a pro wrestler and you're serious about it, and you want to be a pro,
you just got to do it. You just got to do it, and that's the biggest thing. Like, for those who actually think about doing it, send us an email. Well, usually what happens, I come down, I have an open conversation with people beforehand. A lot of times I'll have them talk to people that are training there or watch some of the class, and by there, there's no doubt if it's the right place for you to go.
yeah,
And that's the key part. And usually the hardest part for people is really getting out of their door into ours.
yes,
But everyone that I know, especially the newer guys, they're like, I wish, the biggest regret they have, they didn't do it sooner.
yes.
And that's why you have to do it.
And you have to stay consistent, no pun intended, unlike certain individuals that are consistently cheating all the time and cutting corners and taking shortcuts and having these.
When I invite them to the podcast, they're gonna be nice to them.
I might not. I still got a crutch hanging in the back of the car, so I don't know. You say you didn't watch the match. I mean, those guys were pulling chairs into the ring. They want to break Danny's leg. No, I'm saying AZ when they tried to snapping Danny Cabral's leg.
Oh.
Why, you missed that part too?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, of course not. Of course, Chris Blackheart misses the part with the weapons and people doing shady shit. Check the messenger there, Danny. See
Yeah, it looks like it just popped up there.
we got some words from the masterpiece, Chris Masters. Let's take you to those right now.
Let me pop this up here.
The biggest wrestling event in the history of the Massachusetts area in Halloween Bash. You're going to have James Storm, James Elmsworth, and you're going to have an epic matchup, a battle of the ruthless aggression era as Ken Anderson takes on me, yours truly, the Stu Hart Heritage Heavyweight Champion, the Masterpiece, Chris Masters, and I look forward to taking on Ken in what's going to be an epic matchup of monumental proportions. So get ready, everybody. We'll see you October the 12th for Halloween Bash. It's Massachusetts. Get
There
ready.
you have it, the masterpiece, Chris Masters, ready to go, lock and loaded, looking forward to coming to New England once again. And he is a Stu Hart Heritage Champion. I forgot about that. Question is he going to defend that title?
You may have to reach out to find out.
I might have to get back to the masterpiece. I
No.
just got that video today. Have to find out if he's a fighting champion. We're going to see a title defense.
I'll be happy to make some phone calls and get it done.
The last time you made phone calls, Chris Blackheart,
Yeah.
some shady shit happened.
Well, that's interpretation.
Well, you know, I'm just trying to keep everything straight down the middle here. We have the poster there for the Bad Blood pay-per-view coming up. Some of the other matches on that card.
What are we thinking? 6 matches?
If we could go back to them, yeah, some of them are already up.
Oh, we go.
You gonna do a
Danny.
pick next week?
If Danny,
Yes, this is my big win last
So
time.
you guys decide 1-1 with wins?
yeah, click on some of the
Oh,
matches that are going to be on that pay-per-view, Danny, in the bottom there.
Damian Priest and Finn Balor.
Damian Priest will be taking on Finn Balor. If you could pop it up on the screen. That's going to be an interesting matchup there.
I like that match.
We will find out what happens there. Bad Blood. Click on the next one, Danny.
It's a women's championship. Liv Morgan defending against Rhea Ripley.
That's going to be a good one there, too. I'm like we said, we're going to get into predictions next week. I don't want to say now because Blackheart stole my answers. And then, last time we know what happened. He cheated. Big
If
tag
I
team
win, I
match.
cheated. When you win is what? Skill?
When I win is win. It wins. Tag team matchup has the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, will team up with his former foe, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, to take on the new Tribal, self-proclaimed Tribal Chief, Solo Sikoa, and the Beast. What are they calling him? They still call him Fatu there?
No, what they call him, the werewolf.
Werewolf. Okay.
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu. They still call him Jacob Fatu, and that's gonna be an interesting matchup there. First time that you're gonna see Roman taking on his family. So
I like that match.
That's gonna be an interesting matchup. We will have our picks next week here on the Showcase Pod. We will have a guest, I believe, right?
We do. We have. Well, I can tell the story behind it. So Leo Connors does a show up in Nashville, New Hampshire.
Yep.
And
In the Ring and all other sports, I believe it's called.
Majority of the time is wrestling related, and it was a topic that he had this week regarding a lawsuit of a wrestling company. And I listened to it. I reached out to him and said, "Hey, Leo, what's your thought about getting coming on the show? Or also." I said, I used to have Brian on my messenger.
Yeah.
I said, here's my number. Reach out to him, see if he possibly wants to go on the show to tell the story.
Yeah.
That's where that came out. And Leo was like, oh, I'd love to come. I said, great.
So next week we'll have Leo Connors, the host of YouTube show. If you want to pull it up, Danny, his show, I believe is In the Ring and all the sports on YouTube. He's got some great interviews, great content there with New England pro wrestlers and a lot of stuff there. If you like that sort of thing, obviously you're here tuning in. If you like wrestling stories, stories on how the guys came about in the wrestling business, he's got a lot of those. So go check out his channel on YouTube there for Leo, and he'll be here with us next week in the Showcase Pod. That's going to be a good one.
I like the stories.
Usually when Blackheart likes the stories, it means that he's not going to be doing talking.
I'm the one that listened to the episode.
So you're going to be doing some of the talking.
Well, no, I listened to it. Ironically, I didn't know about that original story.
Yeah.
And it was in the 4 years in the making. So when I got some of the details, I'm like, how do we not know about this?
We just have, I believe there was another episode that was up this week. Eric Dillon, our buddy. Eric, my boy.
I do have to watch Dylan because lately
Reflex, Eric Dillon.
He's back on Facebook and
Yes.
he's using Blackheart isms.
Yeah, I know. He misses knowing you.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have Eric. I mean, Eric is a character.
Oh no.
He's one of those guys that is unique.
We should just change his gimmick to like the living fuck up.
I mean,
because
no, man, I love Eric.
I like Eric. We've known. How old is he now?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
I think
Eric's
Eric's
like 13.
in his he might be in his 30s now, but I've known him since he was like 12, 13 years old. And we've gone up and down, and he's had his issues. I mean, the thing with Eric is he's not delusional to the fact that he's had his issues, and he's been openly and he willingly and openly will talk about those issues, and it might help other people that are struggling with the same things.
That's the part that I'm hoping like.
And our connection's always been very similar because he's got that bond with his dad.
Yeah.
And obviously anybody that knows me knows that I had that bond with my father. So, I was kind of like his big brother on the road and wrestling shows and got him out of trouble and kept him out of trouble. But, I do miss the kid, and we'll definitely have Eric on one of these days, and we'll catch up on old times.
Like in the studio or?
You might have to come down live, Eric.
Or on location?
We might have to give you the penis suplex. I don't know.
Oh, that's the funniest story.
It might. Or we might have to have Robbie Ellis on the show.
I love Robbie.
Legend.
I love Robbie.
The legendary Robbie Ellis. You ever work Robbie Ellis out, Danny?
Well, yeah. Well, many times.
Well,
when I first started.
you were lightway back then. That's why.
Yeah.
Because usually once you got over the 200-pound mark, Robbie would go to Joe and complain, "I'm not working. Why are we working?" That happened one time. We're at the PAL, and we're downstairs in the basement, and there it is, the card: Punisher versus Robbie Ellis. He said, "Brother, we got to talk to Joe. This can't happen." I'm like, "You'll be fine, Robbie." No, I work the cruiserweights. I'm like, okay, all right.
I won my first title from him.
So yeah,
Yankee Pro Lightweight.
Chris Blackheart He's on alumni
He did.
showcase
When we
for
first
wrestling. In the
started, we
beginning,
used to-
Robbie Ellis was one of the regulars.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to have the talk with Robbie because Robbie liked moving his hips certain ways.
Cock thrust.
No, he liked moving his hips certain ways, and
Yes. Then he did the 10.
I like my way. He was moving his hips certain. I would have to ask him, Robbie, can you please not move your hips that way when there's happen to be your opponent's upper
Face.
half?
Yes. In
You
your
know?
crotch.
Yes.
Well, Shakara likes it, brother.
No, he never said that to me. He apologized, and I remember the last time I think I did it was like Greater Barrington. I think it was wrestling.
Buddy,
Buddy
I
Burt.
remember that
Yeah.
one. Buddy Burt Williams.
Yep, I remember he
On
had
that
him,
night.
had him by the head. I'm like, oh, Robbie, I told you not to do that. Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, you're killing me, Robbie.
By the way, if anyone knows what happened to Buddy Burt Williams, we would like to know.
Oh, no.
I would like to know.
No, what's his name? The
Brian's at it again. We gotta pull that up on the screen.
Nah,
This
that's
is
not
just the
that's not-
again. If you want to know what the story is,
that's it. You're not booking.
if you want,
See, now I can't trust you behind the scenes, Danny.
if you want to know what's behind the story with Blackheart here and this whole memes that Brian there has more than enough time in his hands to be doing. Leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel. It's a great story. It's gonna make you laugh. Yeah, we gotta put that one out there. It's a good one. But by the way, Brian might end up tied up to Buck Nasty for this.
Could be that.
After all this bullshit tonight.
That could be a new tag team right there.
Yeah.
have to compare
The
it to-
tie-ups. He'll be tying up. Oh, Danny's liking this. He's pulling a double screen of. Can you see the screen?
I can't. I'm saying it.
Yeah.
It's Buck Nasty and Blackheart.
What are you gonna say? Who did it better?
Danny,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be looking out for your partner there.
Yeah, I don't know what that was crazy because like he looked like he disappeared.
This is embarrassing. Like,
He goes, "Where's Buck? Did he disappear?" I'm like, "What are you talking
Wow.
about? He was locked up to the pole."
Wow.
He goes, "Oh, I didn't know that." I said, "Danny, it's been 6 days."
he was training for David Blaine.
Yeah, oh, that's understandable.
Yeah. Disappearing at. But yeah, who else is on the page there? Just Brian being a troll.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, Brian. So,
Yeah.
right, Brian, I'm gonna get your memberships revoked.
On another note, Blackheart would like to say, "Have a Disney day." You agree with that?
No. So we did it. We had a couple of visitors at the showcase for us from Training Center yesterday. We had Vic Arcano was
I told you what that meant.
what?
Have a Disney day.
No,
You didn't get what that meant?
no.
Well, that was the talk. I mean, it's probably on YouTube if you go and watch. But it was an inside thing with the employees. If they had a rude customer, because usually, the customer's always right, and Disney is the happiest place on earth for some people
No.
that are not named Chris Blackheart. Usually, if the person was rude, since they can't be rude themselves, the employees, they would tell the customer to have a Disney day, which in other words means go fuck yourself.
Okay. So, all right. So that part I like.
Yeah. So Brian,
I can't. I still can't say it.
have a Disney.
I
day.
will. Brian, go fuck yourself.
What was you saying before that? You had we had some visitors last night.
So Vic
Volcano Vic.
He actually lives down in Florida, and of course you have to go. Oh, you should go and find out a great travel
Oh,
package.
Vic was offering, come down at Epcot. He'll show you around. You
And
know.
I said, absolutely not. I'd rather stand downrange and, but what I did say, he goes, well, what about Gatorworld? Because he had a Gatorworld shirt on. I'm like, well, that'd be awesome. That I'd like to go to.
Well, you'll like to get drunk, and at
Go
the
to
same
Gatorade.
and at the same time go down a zip line with a bunch of freaking 12-foot,
No.
300-pound plus alligators that might eat
right.
you.
Well, first of all, is that what people do?
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
Well, There's another.
I'm not going down a zip line.
There's another.
Never
spot,
mind knowing that there's gators underneath me.
There's another spot in Orlando. Where the Orlando Eye is. I think they changed the name of it now. The Ferris wheel, the big Ferris wheel.
Okay.
They have this tower that's kind of like a swing, and it was like the highest thing around for rides. It was like 400 feet.
Yeah.
And it will bring you up and it'll swing you around with little chains like this and a little chair.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Below that, there's a bar. So people get drunk before getting on this little ride that you're a little tied to a little...
Oh, that can't be good.
Yep. I was like, what? Are people suicidal? They're trying to...
No, that ain't good.
I'm like, yep, I'll pass. I mean, I'm a grounded type of individual.
Not to mention the puke that probably rains
Yeah.
down.
Well, yeah, that was my first initial thought. I'm like, these people are drinking. You're spinning them around in the air, 400 feet in the air. There has to be some projectile
I know that.
vomiting going on
Well,
here.
if it was only that would probably be a good
Well,
thing.
yeah, I mean, so, yeah. I'll pass on that. The highest ride I'm ever going to go on, and it's a plane. Other than that, and I hate flying, but it has to be done. So, Blackheart loves planes, don't you?
The older I get, the less I like them. When I was younger, didn't bother me.
So tell me, if it's only me, or there's you, or Danny, or other people that are watching, anytime you have to take a plane, do you either start watching stupid movies about plane accidents, or thinking about accidents that's happened in a plane before?
Neither of them.
I usually, for whatever reason,
No, I know when I'm on that plane, man, I'm like, shit, I hope this doesn't go down.
well, for whatever reason, I always find myself,
Yeah.
odd coincidence, seeing some type of commercial of some freaking plane that crashed years ago, or a movie like Turbulence, or one of those deals, every time I go to take a freaking plane.
It
Yeah.
could be worse. It could be 25 hours on a train. Yeah.
Well, at least you're on the ground.
So, yeah. 25 hours on a train. Oh,
He kept,
I know.
he just added more hours.
Yeah.
It was 18 and now it's 20. What the hell, Danny?
25 anyway.
What the hell was
By
you
the time
thinking?
he said, I'd spend a week going to Indiana on the train.
Well, then speaking of the 25 hours, where's Danny's opponent? Did you crush him? I mean, he's been missing in action. Maybe he's with Buttery Burt. They're both tagging somewhere.
Yeah,
Unknown.
do you have to have that, or are you going back to Indiana?
I suppose after the new year.
Like 2026, or?
Because I think he sustained an injury, so he shut
Yeah,
down for a couple
yeah,
months.
yeah. He needs time off from the beating.
Yeah.
Is he flying you up this time?
Yeah.
Well,
So I told him no more train.
I would hope so, man. Shit, 25 hours on. I'd rather fly.
Nope, not happening.
I'll take my chances.
No, that I would definitely.
Then you're gonna get on multiple trains, so that's the other thing.
Yeah, definitely take my chances flying.
Yeah.
Not spending 25 hours on a freaking train.
Ah, Danny,
I'd rather drive.
Yeah. Why didn't you drive, Danny?
Driving would have been less.
Yeah.
On that note, I mean, I think we covered everything for this week. We've had beers. We've talked about bad blood. We've talked about upcoming events, Saturday night's men events that might happen in other places, but we still have in ours come October the 5th.
Yeah.
In Woonsocket, we got a lot of surprises, a lot of changes coming up.
Oh, we should do it. And I know we have Leo coming on, and we will be talking about a lawsuit. Any other lawsuits we can talk about? There's lawsuits in AEW, some other lawsuits going on in New England.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff we could potentially talk about. So.
Well, yeah, all that's coming up. The year's not done yet. So the only way for that to happen is for you to subscribe, for you to stay tuned and watch the pod every week here Thursday live on YouTube. And we'll bring that content. I know people like the drama. They like the shit talking. They like the burying.
Well, no,
they
we
like
know.
They like the edgier stuff.
We're straight. We tell the truth when it comes down to it.
Well, yeah, they like the
Put
like
it this
the
way,
edgy stuff.
when YouTube removes your stuff because people are complaining, that's a good sign. That
Well-
just means you're telling the truth.
Well,
It's not my fault if your feelings are hurt.
know,
The truth hurts.
means that you've touched somebody in a way that they didn't want to be touched. No dig.
Or did they?
On that note, that's all we got for this week. For Danny Badandi, for the boss Chris Blackheart, and Don Vega. Don't get Diddy. We'll see you right back here next week in the Showcase Pod.